Good, y'all. So I was watching Monday Night Raw last night, and Jey Uso comes out to the ring, right? So while Jey Uso is talking, Gunther, he comes out, interrupts Jey Uso while he's speaking. Typical ring general shit. Shout out to Gunther, the ring general. So Gunther comes in the ring and basically tells Jey Uso to his face, congratulations on still being champion. And he's surprised that Jey is still champion because he didn't think that he would be champion this long. But he tells Jey that he's not going to continue to be champion because Jey Uso is focusing too much on helping other people. And Gunther said that the reason why he was champion for almost a year is because he was selfish and he was 100% focused on himself, right? Obviously, Jey Uso, he won his match against Logan Paul, but, John Cena almost caused him to lose. So, Cody Rhodes came out and basically, saved Jey, and Jey ended up pinning Logan and keeping his title. So now we're going to have a tag team match with Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes versus John Cena and Logan Paul, which I think is going to be a great match, right? So Jey Uso responds and says, I don't just do it for me, I do it for the crowd, Us. And then after he said that, he just froze up. Like he stopped talking. He's shaking. He's looking around. He keeps acting like he's going to say something. And I don't know if Jey Uso forgot his lines. I don't know what happened, yo. But long story short, Jey Uso froze up. He didn't know what to say on the mic. And then he just said 4 letters, ooze or whatever. He just said, I got 4 letters for you. Yeah. And then he just walked out. And this is just so awkward, man. Like, as a world heavyweight champion, you can't have moments like this, bro. Like, moments like this is why so many people have been critical of Jey Uso becoming the world heavyweight championship. Because a lot of people felt like Jey Uso didn't deserve it. Some people feel like Jey Uso isn't capable of handling being the world heavyweight champion. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Jey Uso's championship reign so far has been lackluster, right? Obviously, he had the match with Gunther where he made Gunther tap out, but that wasn't a good match. That actually was one of the worst matches at WrestleMania, in my opinion. I didn't enjoy watching that match, and I hate the fact that we're gonna have to watch a rematch between Jey and Gunther because I just don't want to see it. But Jey Uso, man, he's got to work on his mic skills, man. As a champion, you have to be able to talk on the mic. And we know that Jey Uso has the best entrance in wrestling right now. When he comes out, the crowd electrifies. Obviously, he usually comes out with the crowd. He does the yeet thing. Then he gets in the ring. Then the fans tell him to do it again. So he does it again. So Jey Uso's entrance usually takes like 20 to 30 minutes, right? It's just him yeeting with the crowd. But okay, you're the world heavyweight champion. The crowd loves you. The kids love you. But what more do you have to offer as the champion? You gotta know how to talk, man. You gotta know how to talk. Jey was in the ring panicking, y'all. He's shaking, moving his head, just looking awkward. And I was thinking in my head, like, is Jey Uso scared of Gunther in real life? Like, that's how he was acting. If we're gonna be honest, the man was shaking. He kept looking around. He didn't know what to say. Like, he literally shit himself in the ring. And I'm like, yo, is Jey Uso scared of Gunther? Or did he just forget his lines? Or is Jey Uso just having a hard time being a champion? Is it just too much pressure for Jey Uso? Because if we keep having instances, because guys, this isn't the first time that we've seen Jey freeze up on the mic. It's not the first time. It's just, this was the most noticeable time that it happened. It was never this bad, right? He's froze up on the mic before to where he didn't know what to say. And I've been very critical of Jey Uso for the past couple of months because I notice it. I noticed that when it comes to talking on that mic, it's like Jey Uso gets very nervous. He gets very nervous when he has to talk on the mic. And he gets so nervous to the point where he forgets what he's supposed to say. And if this is the case, if we continue to see this, then maybe Jey Uso shouldn't be the World Heavyweight Champion. Maybe he should lose that title to Seth Rollins. Maybe he should lose that title to Logan Paul. You know, maybe he should give the belt back to Gunther. And I hate to say this because, you know, I wanted Jey Uso to beat Gunther for that title. I felt like Gunther was a boring champion. You know, I felt like we needed somebody new to have that championship. And I felt like if anybody should take it, it should be Jey Uso. But since Jey Uso has taken this title, he's just not carrying himself like a champion, bro. That's just my opinion. And I want to see an improvement from Jey Uso. I hope that this doesn't happen again. I hope that this is something that Jey Uso works on. And, you know, Jey Uso, you're the champion, bro. Act like it. You know, keep your confidence high. You know, you're the world heavyweight champion, bro. You worked your whole life for this, bro. You know, now you got it. You know, act the part. You know, act the part, bro. Even if you forget what you're supposed to say, like Jey Uso should be talented enough to make something up on the fly. Like, guys, let's be honest, right? There's so many things that you could say about Gunther to clown his ass. Like, if I would have forgot my lines, I would have just roasted Gunther. I would have been like, man, shut your pigeon face ass up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have made fun of his suit. You know, I would have been like, man, he could have just started bragging about how we made Gunther tap out. You know, he could have just started clowning Gunther. But the whole panicking and shaking and looking around and then talking and moving the mic from your mouth. And it's like, bruh, you just completely it's like Jey Uso had a panic attack, man. And, you know, you've been wrestling for so long that things like this just shouldn't be happening for a guy like Jey Uso. This guy's been wrestling for a long time. He comes from a family of wrestling, you know. This just shouldn't happen to a guy like Jey Uso. This is something that should happen to a guy like Carmelo Hayes, you know, who just moved up to the main roster like 2 years ago. It shouldn't be happening to Jey Uso. So let me know what you guys think about this, man. Are you enjoying Jey Uso's World Heavyweight Championship reign? Let me know in the comment section. It's your boy Wavy. I'm out.